My name is Anol, and I am not a social media guru. And in fact, nobody is. If for three reasons. First, you don't call somebody a print media guru or TV media guru. Why should a social media guru exist? Second, it's such a nascent phenomenon. How can it be somebody can become a guru of something which is so young? Third, that the outcome of social media initiatives are very unpredictable and very subjective too. So somebody can't be a guru for not promising anything. So I am not a social media guru. What I'm going to show today that our experience of working with many clients and what are some of the best practices and which enhance your chances of success rather than guarantee it, just to put a disclaimer there. But before 1 minute of shameless self-propaganda, that is, I'm from Get It Comms. We help high-tech and telco companies in digital marketing solution, mainly in three parts. One is consultancy, another is custom content design, and third one is delivery and deployment solutions. So clients like Cisco, IBM, Datacraft, and I'm glad to see some of the people here from those organizations. So, and all other resources, all about social media for B2B marketing and etc. we share in this place called b2bento.com. We encourage you to go there and check out the resources, starting from white papers to all are free. And if you can sign up for the newsletter, which is a monthly newsletter where you can have, we jam pack all the good stuff and send once in a month. Now, without further ado, let me start. So why we are talking about social media in first place? Because in modern marketing for a long time, we had two different media. One is paid media, that is advertising. So you pay someone to put things on TV or in print. And we had paid media, that is PR. That is, you put something out and you pray that somebody will publish that. Now suddenly there is another thing come into the picture, that is social media, which I like to call earned media. What that means, you do something, you put out something interesting and people find it, something suits their purpose or they find it interesting and they propagate it in their social network. So I call it earned media, you have to earn it. And that's a very difficult concept for us, for the marketers to grasp. Because we always thought there is a causality to everything. We pay you this, you put this much of advertising in this space. And suddenly the whole game is changed. Now, is that a very new phenomenon? Actually not. It's kind of a back to future phenomenon. If you go back to the beginning of trading. By the way, anyone knows what, it's very blur, I know. This is Great Bazaar of Istanbul, right? Where basically used to be, the business used to be very local and everything depends on conversation, right? Conversation between buyers and sellers, conversation between different buyers, and all the purchase patterns used to get influenced by that. And after that, what happened? Industrialization, globalization, market becomes very dispersed. Now, companies are connected, but buyers were not. So they couldn't influence each other's purchase pattern. Now, what happened? Things changed. With the rise of internet, then social media, the buyers become connected. And that's the biggest thing we have to address here. That consumers are never been so connected right there now. Now, conversations are happening. You just go set up a social media monitoring tool and see, just put your brand name and see that how much conversation is going on out there. And if you are not part of it, you are missing out. Missing out in two senses. If people are saying bad things about you, you have nothing to do because everybody is a publisher now. They are publishing even from a blog post to a Facebook status to a Twitter post, everything is a publishing. Some way to express your opinion for open for public. So if you are not in there, you're missing out the chance to react, either good things or bad things. So you should be part of it. Even better, you should ignite those conversations. You should create the context where a conversation with a depth can go around. So that's why you should be there. Now, if you notice that I mentioned 3 terms, and I'll be revolving my talk around these 3 terms. One is context, second thing is content, and third is engagement. So let's start. Now, if you are already here, that means you already know something is happening and you want to address that. And that's great. I can see all the marketers in Asia, in US, in Europe, everywhere, jumping onto this social media bandwagon, unfortunately, little naively and without much strategic planning. And so-called social media experts are not helping much either, right? And what happens few months in the process that marketers are churning out this Twitter pages, Twitter profile and Facebook pages and LinkedIn groups in random, without much planning, without much thinking. And few months later, what we see that forget about the business value ROI, even your social network's reach is restricted within your family tree, right? And all after this, after putting on so much effort, you are wondering what went wrong, right? Why people don't retweet my tweets or become my fan. Yeah, and that's where we kind of trying to solve here. This is not like a snake oil or something like that. This is not a sure shot formula or something like that. Please don't treat it like this. It's kind of a scientific approach to social media marketing, and which doesn't guarantee your success. You still have to do something great to become your enhance the virality of it, but something basic to start with. First thing, number one thing, establish your goals. So first answer, whenever I talk to any clients, the first question comes, what should we do in Twitter? What should we do in Facebook? That's a wrong question to start with. Think about in this way, why we should be in Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. So is it for brand awareness? Is it for lead nurturing? It is for lead generation, or it's customer retention or customer service? Decide that. So how to decide that? Problem is, it's not only duty of the marketing department. Talk throughout the organization. Talk to upper management. Talk to the field people, the customer representatives, the marketing, the sales people, and get a buy-in. After whole thing, get a buy-in that what exactly you are there for, what you are going to do. So talk to everyone and come to a conclusion, what are your goals? Now, this is the part is ignored by most of the company too, that where are your buyers are, where are your prospects, how to decide that. Now, to decide that, there are 2 ways to do this. We call this one is outbound analysis, which to determine the presence of your prospects in social media or social networks. Now, we are taking the assumption that whoever the set of clients you have right now, where they are, that is a good indication where your prospects should be. So how this work? There are many tools. Some of them are like Flowtown, flowtown.com, or Gist. What this tool does that if you link it up with your CRM system or upload your mailing database of your existing clients, that can give you a percentile breakdown that how many people are in Facebook, how many people are in LinkedIn, how many people are using Twitter. So that's a good point to start. But there is a big problem with that, because every half decent people in this world now in Facebook, right? Even my mom is. So how this is a good indication? It's not, right? So that's a presence. A presence doesn't mean that you can market to that person in that platform, because I might be in Facebook, but I don't want any marketers to invade that place. So I need to know the intent. Now, here we are talking very subjective, and there is no tool to evaluate that subjectivity of that particular issue. So we do another thing with companies that's called inbound analysis. Now, this is for the intent. Now, this is a guesswork, basically. What you do, you ask your field representatives, your customer representatives, and salespeople basically 3 questions. 1, which social media you are using, what social network you are using, which social network do you think your clients are using, and third, where you are already connected. Are you connected with your clients in Facebook or in LinkedIn, or you are following each other using Twitter? So that kind of gives you a guess or a kind of a feel that where your clients are intended to listen to you if you are doing any marketing campaign through that platform. Now, after that is mapping influence. This is also a hugely ignored part of social media. By the way, we haven't started anything to do in social media yet. It's before that. So mapping influence is very important, and where the social media monitoring tools comes into the picture. So mapping influence means, first thing, who are talking about your products? Who are the people talking about your products, or even product category? Product category means if you're a manufacturer of plasma TV, you just don't want to know that who are talking about brand X, plasma TV. You also want to know the general category, who are the people talking about plasma TV in a whole. And who are talking about your competitors. Are they saying good stuff about you or bad stuff about you? And by the way, there is another level of dimension here, is the influence. That means any Tom, Dick and Harry can talk about your stuff, good or bad, but what is the clout? What is the momentum of the cloud that person got? Either a blogger or a tweeter, anything. So you need to map this influence before even you start, because these are your watering holes, where these people you need to make friends with when you start your actual initiative. So there are many tools available for social media monitoring. JammyQ, Benjamin will be presenting after me, so that's one. Brandology is another Singapore-based company. Radian6 is a US-based company. Everybody got its own pros and cons, starting from features to price. So it's your decision, but have one. So I'm not promoting something, but have one. And this is common sense, right? Mapping responsibility, who doing what, right? So there are PR department, there is CopCom, there is marketing and all, and there is people within those organizations. So better decide now who are responsible for what. Who is responsible for response in the social media space, in Twitter or in Facebook. So divide that responsibility. Sound like very commonsensical, but again, it's not so common in practice.